Hello everyone, Daniel here with the Pedal Peasants YouTube channel. Thank you all for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Within this video here, we're going to be taking a close-up look at this bike stem from a company called Ritchey. Now, this is going to be a bike stem for my new 8,000 watt Stealth Bomber e-bike. Recently, I was doing some updates and I was tightening these bolts, and as you can see, I actually over-tightened and just completely snapped that bolt right in half. I was unfortunately not able to get it out. The labor was probably going to be more extensive than just buying a new bike stem, so unfortunately that is what I did. I went ahead and I purchased a brand new bike stem, which brought me here today to bring you all this review. Real quick, I do feel like this is 100% user error, as I definitely was over tightening these bolts, so I definitely learned the hard way on what not to do when it comes to tightening bolts. Should you have any questions about anything that you see or hear throughout this video, drop them in the comment section below and I will do my best to assist you in the best possible direction. With that being said, let's dive into the unboxing. I always like to start off with showing you all the packaging so that way you could be acquainted with your potential investment. I will leave links for you in the description below so you can check this out on your end. That is the packaging up close right there. It does give me eco-friendly impressions, which I'm a fan of. Opening the package, you can see that we are greeted with the unit wrapped in some sort of tissue paper right there. And we're also greeted with a user manual, which I will show you up close here. Feel free to pause at any point throughout this video so you can read this thoroughly on your end. That right there is the user manual. This is the actual bike stem itself, and we're going to take a close-up look at the unit. At first glance, for me, it kind of feels like, off the bat, what I will say is it definitely feels and looks like a better quality than the stock bike stem that I got, and that is the first thing that does come to my mind. First impressions, it kind of gives me like racer impressions, and I can't really explain other than the word racer because it has like these racing stripes. The quality is from a reputable company. Overall, first impressions, initial impressions, I do feel like this is a solid unit. You can see the slit is actually at a slant rather than straight up and down. This one is the stock piece on the left. That's the stock Stealth Bomber bike stem that came on there, and the new Ritchey bike stem is on the right, and there is a dramatic difference as you can see right here. Now the Ritchey bike stem is quite a bit longer, or a bit longer. I mean, it's not extensively longer, but it is a bit longer as you see right there, and the tone of the black is also different. For me personally, it really didn't bother me, the difference in the tone of the black. I was perfectly fine with that. It was neither here or there for me. So the difference in the black, the shading there, how it's a minor difference, it really didn't bother me in terms of the old black to the new. I'm completely comfortable and fine with this colored black right there. It's more of like a charcoal gray to me. However, I would still call it black. Some would call it black as well. Some would call it gray, to each their own. Allow me to share with you all the approach and how I'm going to go about actually installing this Ritchey bike stem right here. For this handlebar stem right here, as you see, it's slid on with ease. I don't remember the stock one sliding on and off like that. I believe I had to kind of just wiggle it in there until it touched the bottom base there. But for this specific handlebar stem right here from Ritchey, as you saw, it went on effortless with no force. Now here's another thing. If I am putting it on backwards or upside down, I'm a little bit uncertain of that. But for me, I prefer it being angled upwards versus down. I think that may be a personal preference thing, but for this, I'm going to set it up the way that you see me doing it here. So I put the handlebar stem in there, I put the spacers, and now I'm putting in this middle screw. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten that one down so I get the right amount of force going down on the entire fork there. From here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this part of this handlebar stem where the bars actually go, and I'm going to place the handlebars in there. This part's very straightforward. For this part, I do feel like there is a certain amount of personal preference where you want your bars to sit, what angle you want them at, so that would be determined on you by your end. So for here, I'm not going to really say to do it this way or that way, but more so just kind of let you see the approach. So as you see, I put the handlebars on. I'm not necessarily setting them permanently just yet. I'm actually just trying to get all 4 screws in there, and then I'm going to go ahead and adjust them to my liking. From there, I can tighten them all in. Once I got my bars angled and positioned correctly, I tightened them, fastened them, so that's good to go. And then from here, I went ahead and I aligned my tire with my handlebars, and I simply secured this right here in place. I just simply fastened this last part of the bike handlebar stem, so that way it sits nice and flush. This right here is where I went south on the first bike stem that I had that came with the Stealth Bomber. I over tightened and the bolt simply just snapped. I'm definitely more aware now of what not to do. I'm certain that the original stock bike handlebar stem would have worked out just fine had I known about over tightening and breaking bolts that way. I'm sure it would have worked out just fine. However, I don't feel necessarily bad because I did learn throughout the process, and also I'm more aware of upgrading bike parts for this bike, as this Stealth Bomber seems easily customizable. As you can see, this is the final result after everything is in play. We even have my alarm system now attached to it as well. Me personally, I'm a fan of this one versus the stock. So here it is. So far it's performing wonderfully. Let me see if I can ride with one hand. I don't have my GoPro on at the moment, but steering is great. It feels overall great. I personally like this stem right here better than the other one that I was using, than the stock one. This one feels a lot better. It feels of a higher grade quality as well. After first impressions and my initial use with this handlebar stem right here from Ritchey, I do feel overall it is a definite thumbs up and a 5 stars from me. Now I'm more on the happier end of that bolt breaking on me, so that way I had the opportunity to upgrade to something like this. Again, I did have to pay out of pocket up front, which was unfortunate. However, upgrading something like this was actually mind-opening. It was a learning process for me. I did learn a lot, so I'm grateful for a lot of different things along the way. I do like its performance as well, and I'm more happier with this as I do feel like there's more space. I'm not leaning too much front. It's very comfortable to ride for me, and it simply works. So from me to you, I would definitely recommend 2 thumbs up and a 5 stars. I will leave links for you in the description below. Should you have any questions about anything that you saw or heard throughout this video, I'm going to encourage you, please drop a comment down below. I will do my absolute best to assist you in the best possible direction. I also have social medias all under the same name as this YouTube channel. I would truly appreciate the support on there as well. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me and ring that bell, as I'm going to be bringing more videos like this for you all. Thank you for tuning in yet again. You have a great day.